Hello and welcome back to the Imagine Croydon News Bulletin. In the headlines this week, the provision of services for old people is being debated, with one proposal suggesting money be diverted from services aimed at younger people. A new scheme could be introduced to help disabled people job hunt by tackling mental and physical barriers disabled people face on a day-to-day basis. And finally, the Urban Street Games could be hosted in Croydon as the council considers a proposal put forward by the organisation committee. This week, the council are debating the issues surrounding the provision of services for older people. With an ageing population, the care for the elderly is a very important issue. The demands being made on the healthcare system are changing, and the council is considering altering its approach to healthcare in order to keep up with current demands. One of the proposals would see healthcare provision improve for elderly people, which would come at a considerable cost to the council. The potential for extra funding has been met with enthusiasm from local healthcare professionals. Jennifer Bradley has this to say.
Although this proposal may be expensive, I'm really glad that they are taking the issues surrounding elderly health seriously. After all that the elderly have contributed to the community, it's important that the council look after them well.
Although this proposal appears to be the most popular among local residents, another has been put to the council which would involve greater funding for services for the elderly, but the funds would come from services aimed at young people. This has been unpopular with many local parents who do not feel that it is right services for young people should be sacrificed. Over to our reporter, who is with Rachel Audu, a local parent.
I've got 4 children, 3 of whom use the council's youth club, so I'm really unhappy about the idea that money might be taken away out of those sorts of services and put to older people's services. I think the council should be providing money for everyone.
The council are addressing a job creation scheme in the borough which will be aimed at disabled people in the borough. The scheme would aim to tackle basic discrimination as well as practical problems such as access to transport and buildings. The ideas have been welcomed by local businesses and disabled charities. Jasdeep Grewal has commented on the proposals.
I think it's great to see the council taking on these issues with some real action. It's great that they're trying to remove prejudice from the workplace, and as a local businessman I'll very happily be involved in these kind of schemes.
Although many local residents are in favour of this scheme, some feel that the council should not just be tackling job issues for disabled people, but job issues for everyone in the borough. Tilly Matthews, local resident, has this to say.
It's really great that the council want to help disabled people find jobs, but it's simply not enough. By funding this scheme, they'll be diverting money away from the many other people in the borough who also need help finding jobs, and as such, the community as a whole would suffer.
Finally, the Urban Street Games Festival has approached the council as they are looking for a new location to host the games. The council are considering hosting it as a one-off event as a method to bring in thousands of spectators, which will boost businesses, transport systems and hotels. Significant media attention will be drawn to the area. However, some are concerned about how the borough will cope with several urban streets closed for the event.
Well, there's 2 sides to it really. I mean, it'd be great for business, it'd bring a lot of people in, it'd help keep things really vibrant, but my only concern is that it might put off people who come to Croydon regularly to shop.
Another proposal the council is considering would involve a greater commitment to the Urban Street Games as a whole. This would not only involve the original one-off event, but also ongoing activities and events for local residents to enjoy. Some residents are concerned about the effect the street games will have on congestion in and around the town centre, as many streets will need to be closed off.
Well, these urban games are obviously going to bring a lot of people to the area, but what are they going to do? They're going to be closing off all the roads. I won't be able to drive my cab anywhere. I mean, I guess there'll be extra passengers. That'll be good for business, but I don't know.
Now over to the standings in the Croydon2040 game. That's all we have time for today. You have been watching the Imagine Croydon News Bulletin with me, your host, Nicola Nelson. Thanks for watching and you stay classy, Croydon!